Wait, hold on. What if you play against assassins, right? And all they have are like uh melee units, right? Then they jump into the backline. You have like a cornered unit with Vesture, then you have two units in the boxes. Then those two units die, and the enemy can't walk in to kill the cornered unit because they're all melee and they got boxed out. Do you just lose the round then? Alright, this is the JULL Tide Greetings new patch. I think it's gonna be wonderful, so let's just take a look at what's inside. And hopefully we can try to understand this the best that we can. Okay, so happy holidays, some big changes, a new Underlord, and bringing in a new rotation of items, making some significant gameplay changes. There's a bunch to cover, so let's get to it. Okay, so there's JULL. Sundered Moon. JULL's a businessman first and a criminal second. Did he break a few legs to get where he is? Yes. Does he run a massive smuggling operation to ensure that his bar is stocked with the fine beverages that ice rackets are known for? Of course. So there's some lore on the guy and stuff like that. If any of you are interested in it, you guys can read up on it. But what we're looking for is pretty much the changes and what he actually does. JULL leads by example, prefers to get his paws dirty with powerful melee attacks on the front line. When things get tough, JULL uses boot-legged wares to gain an edge, either by rolling barrels into enemies or by raising his glass to inspire screws. So he's gonna be like a melee underlord and also somewhat like a tank. We'll try to experiment a little bit in a testing lobby after this to see like how strong he is or what he's capable of doing. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. So updated items. With this update, the item roster has also been revamped. Many old standbys have been shelved, though you may be seeing them again in the future, while others have been pulled out of storage. New items like Chrysalis, Butterfly, and Horn of the Alpha can now be equipped to buff your crew and defeat your opponents. That sounds pretty cool. Butterfly is a tier 4 item, 35 damage, 35 attack, 35% evasion. Oh my god. This item is insane. Like, if I compare this item to all the items from previous patches, this item is bonkers. Like, I probably prefer this item more than Moonshard. But mostly on tier 2 units and frontline DPS units. So frontline DPS units and tier 2 units prefer Butterfly, I would think, than Moonshard. Being tier 2 units don't have as much base damage as tier 3. I don't mean tier 2 or tier 3. I mean 2-star or 3-star units. That's what I mean to say. So tier 2-star units have less damage than 3-star units. So they like the plus 35 attack damage. Combining it with the attack speed and the evasion makes them a bit more tankier, right? So that's really nice. And then whereas 3-star units have very high base damage, and they prefer to have a lot of attack speed to utilize that base damage already. And then I say, obviously, frontline units prefer Butterfly more because obviously they can be more tankier with the evasion. And backline units like Sniper obviously prefer to have Moonshard because they already have high base damage and they just send them back and hit, and if you get to them, they're gonna die anyway. So that's a pretty cool item. I love it. Really, really love it. I think having another DPS item was very important in the tier 4 section. You didn't want to just get between Moonshard and Daedalus, and getting to tier 4 means like one of your carries is pretty much gonna guarantee an item, right? Horn of the Alpha. This is an import from Artifact. There's no such thing as Horn of the Alpha in Dota 2, but there was an artifact. 2.0, 2 seconds after the battle begins, summon a powerful Thunderhide companion once per battle. So we're gonna see how strong the Thunderhide companion is later. It is a tier 5 item, so I'm expecting it to be extremely powerful. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. So let's take a look at the other changes that were made. Okay, so gameplay updates over the course of our beta season. Continue to experiment, learn, iterate, and improve the game. What we're into learn the test. Okay, so there's some changes. It looks like there's just like some deeper patch notes. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and look at that. But first we'll just look at like the overall summary here. New Underlord selection flow. Underlords are now picked at round 10 instead of beginning of the match, and talents have been converted into fighting styles. Each Underlord has 2 builds, and one will be shown at random for each Underlord during his pick phase. For example, you may have a choice between an Essex healing support, Hobgin support damage dealer, and JULL aggressive tank. Full build info can be found in-game and in the passion. So now you don't start the game with Underlords anymore. They start at level 10. Then also there's like 2 cards, right? Let's say these are cards, right? So in total, there are actually 6 Underlord cards, right? There's going to be an Essex healing support card that has, you know, the demonic golem, and then there's going to be another card of an Essex that has enthrall on it, right? The 2 ultimates. That's how it's going to work. Then JULL, same thing. He's going to have 2 cards based off his 2 ults, and Hobgin 2 ults based off his 2 ults. So this one here shows that he's a support damage dealer. He has Let's Go Crazy, and the other one probably has the meteor cannon things on it. So we'll see the patch notes after that regarding like if there were any other changes. In standard and duels, Underlords are chosen at 10, while the knockout, this happens at round 2. So them being chosen at 10 gives you more like options inside the game as to like if you need a tank, or you need a DPSer, or you need a healer in your lobby, and such and such and such. So it's pretty cool. I like that. And also there's like some randomness to it, so you can't like always pick the same ultimate, right? Because there's like 2 different paths for the cards. Sometimes maybe you're playing a comp and you're hoping that, oh yes, I'm gonna get Hobgin with his meteors or whatever, and it ends up like showing you Let's Go Crazy, and then you might think twice, oh maybe this is not the best for my build, I'm gonna go with an Essex this game, or I'm gonna go with JULL this game. Hopefully all the Underlords are pretty much evenly like balanced, and there isn't like one Underlord that's like super good, but there's also some possibilities of high rolling the Underlord that you want with the talents that you want, because you know, maybe you're aiming for it and you just kind of get it, and then you have like a really good game because of it. So yeah, there's some possibilities because of that too. So jailbreak, it seems that they've decided to remove jail altogether. The heroes that are in the game will always be hireable in the shop, and players won't have to worry about their favorite alliances being crippled because of bad jail day. So they've completely removed jail. They tried it out. It wasn't fun for people. People couldn't play their favorite comps, and they had to check the jail every day. They had to adapt every day, and that was a lot of effort on the players, and most people just didn't have the time or the effort to do that just for like playing 1 or 2 games a day, right? So they completely removed that. And then, that being said, they updated the hero roster. White Spire does still have an overpopulation problem. To solve this, a few heroes have been booted from White Spire for now, so that means maybe there's a chance they'll come back in the future. As I mentioned at the very beginning of our beta season, we intend to have hero rotations every season, and we're getting ready for season 1 with our first rotation. So this is awesome. So this is going to be the first rotation. Some heroes are leaving, some heroes are going to stay. So we're going to check that out later, which heroes are staying. And then with that knowledge, we will find out exactly what comps are still playable, what aren't, and what we want to play in the future, right? So this way, we're not lost in terms of like our ranked games or whatever, you know, and such things. So I'm really excited for that, to see like which heroes got cycled out. And in a lot of card games, that's very common for heroes to be cycled out and such. After plenty of testing and feedback, we came up with a slimmed down set of heroes. Not to worry though, you may still be seeing them some new and familiar faces when season 1 ships. Alright, so they're just still testing things out, right? So it's gonna be pretty cool. So we're gonna take the patch note for that later. Last one, shorten standard and duels matches. We've also made major changes to standard and duels game flow to make the overall game shorter. That's amazing, right? This is what we've all been asking for. We've taken what we've learned from knockout, internal testing, and from our community at large to make games shorter and more fun. To accomplish this, matches are now jump started with all players at level 3 with 5 gold. We removed creeps from the loot rounds and reduced hero HP by 25%. Loot rounds now happen during normal PvP rounds, but your item choices won't be affected by whether you won or lost. The teams have been having a great time playing. The team has been having a great time playing the updated standard mode, and we've seen a significant decrease in match time down to an average of 30 minutes. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. So 30 minutes is like probably what first place has to play, right? So if you're not doing well and you get like, let's say, last place, there's a very good chance that the games might last like anywhere between 15 minutes to like 25 minutes or something, right? So that's really good, you know, if you're not doing well. So I'm really excited for this. Removing the creep rounds is amazing. It's not so good for like, let's say, brownies or something. Maybe there's a change to brownies or they're gone from the game. We'll see. But that's really, really cool. I'm digging it, you know, and having heroes. This is, for me, out of everything here, the most important line is probably this one right here, where it says reduced hero HP by 25%. This one is going to change the game completely, right? When Underlords first came out, when every hero's HP was doubled, that pretty much broke the game. So reducing hero HP by 25%, we're going to see a lot of like, you know, changes in which heroes are playable, which aren't. Some heroes might have too little HP, some heroes might have still too much HP compared to others. Some heroes may be just unable to cast spells because they get bursted, right? You have 25% less health. You don't have that, you know, like that space or that opening to be able to like tank enough damage and then throw your spells on no matter what. Whereas last patch, when everyone had, you know, the regular doubled HP, it's like you couldn't get bursted before you casted all your spells, right? So that's gonna be cool. Last and most definitely not least, the team has put a bunch of time into polishing UI, fixing crashes, optimizing effects, and squishing bugs. You know, that's the boring stuff, whatever. But I'm glad, you know, they did that for us, so we don't have to worry about those things, right? And let's go check out the patch notes, right? Okay. So what we have here. So this is gonna be the super detailed stuff here. We're just gonna take a look at that. Okay, here. So here you go. Oh, I can scroll down. Oh, right here. Never mind. I don't even need to do that. Cool. So it's actually right here. The change log. I thought I had to go onto the website to see that, but I guess I don't need to. It's right here. Okay, so round length, all units have their health lowered by 25%. Freaking probably the most important change, I would bet. Health values are now 1.5x the original values that we shipped with the game initially. Insane. Like this is gonna completely change the game. Like everything in this game probably changes a lot because of this alone, right? If they just shipped out an update with this only, it would have been insane, I think, like the changes. So because there's also other changes, it's like we're playing a completely new game now, right? So their reasoning was, dev note, we wanted to find a balance between early game and late game survivability for our units. Doubling the health was too much, and we think we found a good balance with the new health values. So yeah, that makes sense, right? So how we said they just want units to be able to cast their spells, pretty much. Standard duels mode flow changes. Starting unit cap changed from 1 to 3. Players start with 5 gold. Interest is now capped at 3. Huh. Well, that changes everything. Interest is now capped at 3 instead of 50. So we're used to this, like, interest always been given at 50 gold. Now it's capped at 30 gold. So these games are gonna be so wonky, right? Because we're gonna have to get used to, like, playing off that. Round gold increased from 5 to 7. Oh, okay. So, like, every round you get at least 7 gold, right? So to balance the 50 gold. But this means that you can always roll down to 30 gold without losing any interest. So you don't have to sit at 50 gold the entire game. So there's going to be, so the game is basically forcing people to not be greedy on its own. Like, it's telling you, don't stay at 50 gold, right? So yeah, this will make the gameplay faster because every player is forced into a situation where they cannot save gold, right? Because before, the difference between saving 30 gold to 50 gold is huge, right? Like that 20 gold difference is like 10 rerolls. That's insane, right? So everybody's should be like hitting their two stars faster or blah blah blah. Like, so this is gonna be really insane, and you're not gonna be able to play such a slow game. And I feel like other players who play fast already are gonna be like kind of at a disadvantage in a way, because everybody else is also going to be playing fast. So people are going to need to learn how to play even faster than that to punish those other players, right? So that's going to be interesting. We're probably going to be seeing a lot of people going all in like much earlier in the game, because like you can literally build your eco back up to like 30 like this, right? It's like 3 turns, your eco is back up to like maximum interest cap. So it's pretty cool. That's really, really cool. So we're gonna see what happens. We might even see people rolling like super early in the game to hit their 3 stars earlier because of that too. So we're playing right now, just from these first 3 changes, we're playing a completely new game. So creep rounds have been removed. So all the creep rounds are removed, huh? Interesting. I feel like creep rounds were a pretty big like important thing, and it also gave like time for people to like, let's say like figure out their strategy, like that one turn of breather room and like rolling and such. So I'm not sure about how good this might be. I think the early creep rounds were useless, but I thought the later creep rounds like were kind of useful. But in knockout mode, it felt like the game mode was a little bit too fast in some points, because you didn't have time to like figure out your strategies, right? So you don't have so much time to like think anymore inside the game. So, and you don't have that one turn of breather room where like you get to collect a little bit of gold and then roll again or something like that if you're behind. So items are granted every 5 rounds. Item quality does not change if you win or lose the round. So if any of you have played knockout mode, it's pretty much the same thing like that. So like in knockout mode, it's every other turn you get items. In this mode, it's like every 5 rounds. It'll give you a choice of items. You take one, then you just take your turn right after that. Underlords are no longer selected before the game and are now pickable in a new phase later into the match. Yeah, so round 10, you start with your Underlord. Round 2 for knockouts. So you just pick the Underlord based off of like the comp that you're in the first 10 rounds. Higher tier units now deal more damage to enemy players at the end of a round. Unit damage is now 1 plus power level divided by 3. By 3? Power level out of 3. Oh, power level out of 3. 1-star unit power level equals tier. What is that? 2-star unit power level equals tier plus 2. 3-star unit power level equals tier plus 4. Oh, wow. Damn, that's a lot of damage. So one star units just deal based off of their tier, right? Anyway, this is something we're gonna have to test in game to like guarantee like what is actually happening, right? But what it sounds like right now is like, so if they're a tier 2 unit, right? So it'll just do 2 damage. Right? Is that true? And 2-star units power level is tier plus 2. So if they're tier 3, let's say it's a 3 cost unit, it'll do 3 plus 2, so it'll do 5 damage. So a 2-star unit who, let's say a 2-star Shadow Fiend, will do 5 damage to you. That's a lot. Jeez. A 3-star, let's say somehow you get to a Marana 3-star or something. That's gonna do 8 damage to you in 1 turn if it survives. These games are gonna be so fast. Oh my god, what am I playing right now? This is awesome, because like people have always wanted fast games, right? But like I'm worried that if someone high rolls really early, like they might be punishing people really quickly, and then you're not gonna have the time to come back into the game. But it's also gonna be very hard for you to like 3-star, let's say a tier 4 unit, right? Because the games are not going to last that long. It's not going to last long enough, and you're not going to collect enough interest to be able to 3-star a 4 cost unit. with this current kind of like changes. So that's gonna be interesting. Anyway, let's keep going, because like right now, what I understand from all of this is that the games are gonna be super freaking fast. You need to think really fast, and you better not get chunked by saving a shit ton of gold, because someone comes to your board and they beat you, and all their like 2 stars survive. You're gonna get bodied. Like you're gonna lose like insane amount of health every single turn. So you gotta stay competitive, you gotta stay strong, you gotta roll, you gotta like, you know, hit your upgrades, and you gotta keep going. Like you gotta like every turn is gonna matter so much more now because of like how hard you get hit, right? So it's gonna be really interesting. Anyway, let's move on here. Let's see the rest of these updates, and then we'll test out some things real quick, right? General changes: the larger white spot leaderboards has been updated to support ranked, knockout rank goals. You can now view stats from previous rounds in the post-game scoreboard. Okay, that's good. You can now view the dual scoreboard. Knockout tries to avoid giving you the same opponent twice in a row. That's nice. The multiplier for permanent stat changes in knockout, example Brawny kills a Leech Command duel, is now 4 instead of 5, so a nerf to those guys. Yeah. So just some small changes to the side games. But yeah, I mean, if any of you are interested in that, this could be pretty significant. But we mostly play standard, and that's pretty much our main interest, right? So Underlords have changed based on community feedback. Players don't start with the game with Underlords, so we know that. Underlords have been streamlined into fight styles. Fight style contains a core ability and an ultimate. Underlords talent selection has been removed. Oh, so you can't actually select talents anymore for them. So they choose it for you. Some of the talents have been merged into the core Underlord abilities. See individual Underlords sections below. Hype system has been removed. Underlords will cast their abilities on cooldown. That's good. I think hype system was like completely worthless after their second change to it. When they just added cooldowns to their spells anyway, so I like that. That's pretty nice. Underlord core abilities start each round with 50% cooldown remaining. Except when Nancy Meyer Boone has an 8-second cooldown, it will trigger for the first time 4 seconds into the fight. Ultimate ability cooldowns have been lowered and their power level increased. I love it. Like, you know, this changes here makes me think like they really thought about the changes this time. Like, it doesn't feel like they just threw something in there and I hope like, oh, things will just be fine. Like, these changes are freaking awesome. So I'm looking forward to like to seeing what the changes to the heroes are, like to the Underlords are, because and how they're merged together to see like which one of the cards are like the best, right? And which ones we want to use. Good evening, Capio. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff. Like 7 gold change is pretty big, I think. It allows you to go all in like much earlier in the game. An Essex. Mother's Boon. An Essex takes damage equal to 20% max health. All ally units heal. So we knew what Mother's Boon did. So hold on. What is this exactly? So JULL is the new one. Hobgin. So duration change from 8 to 6. Healing, support, fighting style. Okay, so these are the 2 styles, right? Mother's Boon now delivers the first 50% heal melee and the rest of the duration. So it's pretty much the same exact Mother's Boon that was from before. So it just heals, right? Damage, support, fighting style. Instead of healing, Mother's Boon now grants 30% increased attack damage. So this was one of her other talents, right? So you have 2 different kinds of fighting styles that you get to choose from an Essex, either the healing or the damage type, right? Pure Pain has been removed from the game, so she doesn't cast Pure Pain anymore. Enthrall. An Essex marks a target for 5 seconds, reducing the target's armor by 5 and forcing your army to attack it if the target dies. So we know what Enthrall is. You know, it comes back to life on your side of the board. And this is for the damage support fighting style. And then healing support fighting style gets the demonic golem. But the demonic golem health has been changed a little bit. So it scales with its levels and it'll have higher HP, you know, the higher your level is. So it's pretty cool. Armor changed from 5 to 0. It got nerfed though, overall, the demonic golem, but I'm digging this. Like, this is nice. This is all nice. I'm not so sure about the NSX like fighting style, like it doesn't seem that good, and also like the archer was nerfed right in the previous patches. Now you can't get Bro Bruiser, so I think NSX is probably not that strong. But let's compare her to like the other underlords. But yeah. So that's gonna be kind of interesting to see, because I'm really not sure like how good an Essex is, but we'll see. It just has to compare with like the rest of the patch and such. Oh, actually, there's one thing we did miss is if the target dies, the Nexus brings them back as a demon to fight for her. That's pretty insane, actually. So that's one line I really didn't read, was that if the unit dies, it comes back as a demon, right? So whenever it casts a spell, it gets plus 50% or plus 100% minimum like damage. And if your archer or your summon died a few times in the fights, it can be like infinite scaling, right? So that's actually crazy, and it's also cooldown of 15 seconds. So you can cast more than one enthrall in a fight. So that's kind of crazy. That's something that I didn't notice, is that the enthrall, like now that I think about it, like it has a cooldown, right? So you can cast it multiple times in a fight. And also, because it comes back as a demon, in the last change, the summon that you have is like a new demon every time you resummon it, right? So if let's say that your summoned demon dies like let's say 4 times or 3 times in a fight, whenever the enthralled demon casts a spell, it will have like minimum of 150% pure damage for 4 seconds. So that's pretty insane, actually. And she'll even cast it 7 seconds into the fight, right? Because it has 50% cooldown the first time it casts a spell. Okay, alright, I take it back. Damage, like the damage support fighting style might be insane for an Essex. Just because of this one. Just because it has a cooldown, and also it brings back the unit as a demon. That sounds bonkers. So I'm gonna try that out later. Hobgen, Explosivo. Uh, so let's say he always gets Explosivo, right? Oh no, he doesn't. Okay, so he launches a fireball. We know what Explosivo does. We're gonna have to see like how the damage is. Like a lot of the changes to damages is because like the units have 25% less health, right? So they need to like adjust some of the numbers, especially for the underlords. High damage dealer fighting style doubles the effects of Explosivo on the main target. Support damage dealer fighting style, enemies hit are stunned for 1.5 seconds. Wow, so Hobgen actually has a stun. That's pretty cool. Supercharge removed from the game, so you can't supercharge your allies. Let's go crazy. Hobgen's attack now reach the entire battlefield. Your entire army gains increased attack speed. Hobgen will continually switch targets to units that are not on fire. So Hobgen's kind of like his Let's Go Crazy makes him into like a sniper, right? He can hit like everything on the board. Granted by a support damage dealer fighting style. So support damage dealer has the stun, and it also has Let's Go Crazy, right? No longer silences Hobgen. Grants your entire army 15, 25, 40 attack speed when you activate it. That's really cool. I'm digging that. Cooldown changed from 22 to 10, so the first time he activates it, it's just 5-second cooldown. Pretty cool. And the teammates can get a shit ton of attack speed. Friendly fire. Hobgen's buddies throw 8 bombs in the battlefield, so we see how much damage it deals. To enemies directly hit. Enemies caught in the explosion AoE take half damage, granted by a high damage dealer fighting style. So cooldown changed from 20 to 15. So the high damage dealer fighting style, I think the main effect is probably like the big Explosivo thing. I'm not entirely sure how nerf like the bombs are, but it is like a 15-second cooldown, so he's gonna probably be able to cast like 2 of them in a fight. I'm really interested in Hobbies. Like, to be honest, the Underlords just seem really interesting now. But the main one I'm looking at from these two so far is definitely the Enthrall, the Enthrall one. It just seems so cool, like bringing back a unit as a demon. Okay, so JULL so this is the new one. So let's see what he does. Shake it off. JULL reflects 50% of melee damage taken back to all adjacent enemy units, and heals for 30% of melee damage and 50% of range damage taken over the last 5 seconds. So he's like a tank, right? So he needs some way to sustain himself. So that's a sustain. He can heal himself, and he can also deal back damage that is dealt to him. So kind of like a blade mail, right? You guys know what blade mail does. Aggressive tank fighting style. The effective damage is now delivered over 8 seconds instead of instantly, but deals twice as much damage. The reflected damage is now delivered over 8 seconds instead of instantly, but deals twice as much damage. So it does 100% damage, right? If it's like a melee, and then it's dealt over time. So probably will kill the opponent, right? If it's dealt over the course of 8 seconds, like the damage will add up. So the way like I see this guy just from these two spells, he's kind of like an axe, right? He's just a tank. He goes to the front, he absorbs all the damage, he deals damage back. It's like an axe with blade mail, pretty much. Healing tank fighting style. Damage is also converted to healing, split evenly to adjacent friendlies. Cooldown 10 seconds. So he has an aggressive tank fighting style that deals damage back to the opponent. Then he has a healing tank that just heals up your allies and depends on your allies to deal damage to the opponent, right? And most of the time, I realize that your underlords, like when they have defensive abilities, they tend to be much better than offensive like abilities, because like it's easier to deal damage as long as your units are always alive, right? Whereas like instead of you just wanting to like be a glass cannon and just try to burst down your opponents. Barrels of fun. JULL calls in barrels from the edge of the board. If they hit an ally, they gain 50 attack speed. If they hit an enemy, they take pretty good damage, physical damage, and receive 20% more magic and physical damage for the rest of the fight. And receive 20% more magic. So they get like some kind of like a debuff on them. Granted via aggressive tank fighting style. That's pretty cool. So it can buff your ally or debuff your enemy and deal damage, right? Happy Hour. JULL buys a round for all members of your army. When taking damage, 30% of it is received immediately and the rest is taken over 7.0 seconds. Wow, that sounds wicked. You know what this is? If any of you have played Dota 2, this Happy Hour is like Kunkka's bolt in Dota, right? So the like how the Kunkka's bolt works is when the bolt lands over you, you get like a damage reduction where you only take a little bit of damage now, then you take the damage later. So like the rest of the damage later. So you only take 30% of the damage instantly, and then the rest is taken over 7 seconds, right? So it's like, it's like real life, right? You borrow money, with your credit card or whatever to pay for something, and then you just pay for it later, right? Because you don't have the money right now. And this makes your units so tanky. Like in 7 seconds, anything can happen. 7 seconds is like the time that you need to burst down your opponent, right? Or like beat your opponent, like wear out your opponent, right? And it's okay for you to like take the damage later, because for that 7 seconds you are much tankier already. It give you that room to be able to cast that extra spell that you may not be able to if you took the full damage like at the start of the game. And also because you're taking less damage, it also means that if the opponent does not hit the damage cap, they cannot get full mana, right? So the opponent is not getting a lot of mana from their hits. You're being tankier, you're being able to live longer on your units. So that's wicked. Like I think the healing tank fighting style was already pretty good. Like I haven't tested it out yet, but just theory crafting, like the healing tank fighting style seems insanely good. So we're gonna try that out. It's gonna be wicked, right? Probably really nice with the other healing comps as well. Yeah, someone mentioned Happy Hour plus Warlocks. That sounds pretty cool. So we're gonna see that, how it works, right? So there's some updates to bots. Bots have been updated to work with the new hero rotation. Bots intelligence select their underlord when the time comes. Poor performing bot personas have been redesigned for more stomping. Okay, so if anyone likes to play bots, just some small updates to them. That's pretty cool. So hero rotations. Here we are, boys. Here we are. The hero rotations. The following heroes have been removed from the game. Anti-mage. My heart breaks for anti-mage. Please, guys, can we have a minute of silence for our Arc Warden who carried us to rank 1 the first time around? Okay, we're good. Enigma. Okay, nobody liked Enigma. Whatever, right? Nobody ever liked Enigma. You know, the whole Enigma. You know, like the whole Enigma like meta game with the whole chickens. That was fun and all, but no one ever really liked Enigma. Whatever. So yeah, Lena. Oh, who cares about? Okay, Lena could arguably have been the worst unit in the game for like a long period of time, right? And even after like buffing her, buffing her like multiple times, she was still like, it's like most people didn't even know if Lena was in the game, right? Luna, oh wow, that's a big like knight unit, but in like the past months, hasn't been so good, so that's gone. Magnus, wow, Magnus only survived for like 2 months or something. Can we get some F's in the chat from Magnus, guys? Holy shit, this was like the shortest lived hero ever. Magnus was only there for like 2 months and then he's already gone. Oh my god. Mirana, oh no, not Mirana. No, Mirana was so cool. Damn, Mirana's like in the same tier as like Anti-Mage, I think. Mirana was so cool, guys. What happened? Why? Why they remove Mirana? You know, it breaks my heart. Nature's Prophet. Oh, you know, I feel like they're just removing all the shamans from the game. Dude, they could have just removed the Shaman Alliance from the game. I feel so bad right now. You know why? These guys got removed because Shaman Alliance was so bad. So in order, instead of admitting that shamans were like the worst alliance and they butchered this alliance and it was terrible, they just like removed all the units from the game. They didn't want to admit that Shaman Alliance was like the baby that they were so disappointed in. They didn't want to call it their own. It was a child they were so disappointed in, they didn't want to call it their own. So they just like sent it off to boarding school or something. While all the other children were still at home with them. Cause look at that, Enigma, Arc Warden, Magnus, Nature's Prophet, they're all gone. Holy shit. Shaman Alliance is gone. Alright, Phantom Assassin. Ooh, that hurts. Phantom Assassin was such a core to like elusives and assassins. Wait, hold on. Wait, they also removed elusives from the elusives. That's a second child that they knew they, you know, messed up with. Elusives is the second child, right? Because you know that like 3 elusives were fine because of assassins, right? It was busted. 3 elusives was busted, but you can never play 6 elusives. So they pretty much just removed all the heroes that were from the probably the 2 worst alliances, right? Elusive and shamans. Like 6 elusives was like completely unplayable. And then they removed like all the shamans also from the game. So PA is gone, Puck is gone. Wow, that's a big hit, right? For dragons, Puck. Big hit for mages. Puck was like one of the best mages too, for dragons especially. Techies. I think this is like some, how do you call it? It's like some misdirected hatred, you know, like all the hatred in Dota 2, they brought it into Underlords and they removed Techies. But to be honest, Techies was like a flawed concept anyway. Like it just made Scrappy so impossible to deal with in the late game, and it always like blew up both opponents' boards at the same time. So Techies is gone. TA is gone, so that was another big like assassin plus elusive hero. That's pretty sad. They actually removed all the other assassin elusives. Tidehunter. Okay, to be fair though, Tidehunter might have been super broken in this patch, right? When you reduce people's HP, most of the time disables become more valuable. So Tidehunter might have been like an insanely OP unit, right? But some units will replace the role of Tidehunter, right? But Tide being gone is huge for this game. Tide has been a core unit in all of Underlords, Auto Chess, whatever. Like Tide has been like he's been the king, you know, one of the most important units of this game. He's probably more important than Arc Warden was, because Arc Warden has been nerfed like heavily. Tidehunter was nerfed heavily, but he was still usable because it's a disable, right? So Tidehunter, Arc Warden probably in the same like category of like heroes being gone. And Wind Ranger. I'm sure no one gives a shit about Wind Ranger anyway. Alright, so can we get some Fs in the chat for all the heroes that have left the video game? I'm very sad. I would definitely be attending Tidehunter and Arc Warden's funerals. That's for sure. Everyone else can everyone else, whatever, who cares? But Tidehunter and Arc Warden, they carried us, okay, through many rough times. And now they're gone. I hope one day they will return to us. Gone but never forgotten, indeed. All right, guys, let's move on to the hero changes. Okay, it looks like there's a few hero changes. Oh my god, dude! You know, have any of you read Dota patch updates? You know when you have like this big ass list of like changes and you feel so good, right? Like this is what it feels like. It's like a goddamn. It's like this is like Christmas came early. God damn it, I love it, man. I freaking love it. Alright, hero changes. Broodmother. Gold cost changed from 4 to 3. Maximum health changed. So it reduced the health. Oh my goodness. Let's see if the insects also change, because this might mean that insects are super easy to get. And Broodmother is actually a good unit. Even as a 4 cost, it was a great unit, in my opinion. Okay? It wasn't as strong as Sand King, but it was still very good. Okay? And it had really good alliances. So let's see like how the other units change. But this sounds freaking awesome, and it seems like insects are might be super easy to get, because I don't see other insects being gone from the game. Clockwork, gold cost changed from 3 to 2. Attack rate changed. Armor changed, so lower the armor. Oh wow, he still has 8 armor for a 2 cost. That's impressive. Is this the first 2 cost unit that has 8 armor? Right? No, there's Timbersaw, right? Timbersaw had like 8 armor too, I think. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Attack damage minimum changed, lowered it to scale it down. So they scaled down Clockwork, but they also made it from 3 gold to 2 gold. Pretty cool. Timber at 7? Okay. Legion Commander, gold cost changed for... Legion Commander is a 2 cost, but here is the catch, right? It's a 2 cost, it was already good as a 3 cost. It's easier to get as a 2 cost, but all units have 25% less health, so Legion Commander has 25% less health, so her buffs in terms of her HP has also been reduced, right? So that's the hidden nerf to Legion Commander. So she doesn't have as much HP as she normally does, but you know, in terms of her damage dealing potential is still the same. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know how good she might be. She might be good. She might be garbage still, but we'll see. Shadow Shaman, alliance changed from Troll Shaman to Troll Druid? Shaman is a Troll? Oh my goodness. Hex duration changed from 468 to 456. Okay, that's good. At least they nerfed the hex duration, because if you have a 3-star Shadow Shaman on your board, right, really early in the game. Imagine you have a 2-star Ench, you have a 2-star Shadow Shaman on your board, and a 3-star Shadow Shaman comes up and just hexes your unit for 8 seconds. It's gone for the entire duration of the patch. But yeah, Shadow Shaman can evolve himself. It's so freaking awesome. It's so freaking awesome. This is actually so cool. You know what? Right now, reading this patch, it feels so good. It feels like reading a Dota 2 patch now, dude. Smart gold cost change. Maximum health changed, so he has some extra HP. That's okay, but at 3-star he still has the same amount. Essence shift stolen attack speed changed from 123 to 3.55. So actually Slark seems interesting, because as a 4 cost, it means that he's actually easier to 3-star if you are level 10, right? Unless they change some rolling odds. But I'm not entirely sure if the games will go to level 10, right? So we'll keep reading. But this is pretty interesting. But Assassin's getting, I don't know what happened to Assassins, but like there's a lot of Assassins that are gone and Sark becoming a 4 cost. Yeah, I think we need to read like the entire patch note before we can judge like if this is a good thing or a bad thing, right? So that's pretty interesting. But the essence shift change is pretty insane. Like 3.5 as a 2-star is insane, right? If you have a Mask of Madness, you have 1.8k health, and yeah, you're stealing like 3.5 like attack speed from someone, and you're building that up really quickly. That's gonna be really scary for sure. Snapfire no longer triggers refresher orb. Okay, so just like so people don't waste refresher on Snapfire because people didn't know it didn't work on her. Sven gold cost changed from 5 to 4, ace effect removed. So there's another knight unit in replace. So Luna went out, and now they have Sven, who's another 4 cost knight. That's pretty cool. Viper alliance changed from Scale Dragon to Dragon Assassin. Oh, Viper Assassin is back, guys. Remember the Primordial Assassin era with Viper, Morphling, and Queen of Pain? Well, Morphling might not be an assassin, but we'll see. That you know, this is bringing back old memories. Viper Assassin is pretty cool. I love Viper Assassin, to be honest. Like, your Viper jumping into the backline with his corrosive skin and like getting all the range units in the backline was always pretty cool, right? I love this thing. Like when I first started playing Underlords, Viper was like one of my most favorite units as a Dragon Assassin. Weaver alliance changed from Scrappy Elusive Insect to Scrappy Insect Hunter. So Weaver back to Hunter, still has 3 titles, 3 alliances, freaking insane unit. Yeah, that's pretty much all the hero changes, huh? Interesting. So next is like item changes. That's cool. So the biggest thing is Druid still got the same amount of units, but Shadow Shaman became a Druid, so that's cool. Shaman alliances are all completely gone from the game. Elusive alliance is completely gone from the game. Assassins lost 3 assassins, but they gained Viper, so they technically there's 2 less assassins in the game. Weaver became a hunter because elusives are gone. Sven is now a regular knight, so there's no more ace and there's no ace effect. So that means that Sven, now when he triggers his ultimate, he is the only one who gets the buff, right? He is the only one who gets to double his damage or whatever it is depending on the level. So that's pretty cool. I'm digging that. And now Knights can have a scaled unit without sabotaging its entire team. Correct? So that's cool. But they did lose Luna, who I thought was a very important mid-game unit for Knights. So we'll see how that affects them. Yeah. So now if you're going to play Assassins, you're probably going to play like Dragon Assassins, right? Which is really nice. You can still play Insect Assassins too. And Clockwork was scaled down to make Scrappy's easier to play, but Scrappy's late game has also been nerfed because there's no more techies in the game. So that's something else as well. So, and it seems like Insects might be busted because Broodmother costs 3. So Insects are really, really easy to make now. Yeah, interesting. Really cool, man. I love it. I freaking love this shit. Item changes. The item pool has been refreshed with a host of brand new items. All global items have been removed. The entire item pool now consists of hero, equipped, and contraptions. Oh no, contraption state. So Riches is gone. Aegis is gone? Is Aegis actually gone? It is, right? Holy shit. So Riches is gone, Aegis is gone, Desperate Measures is gone. That's it. Those 3 are all gone. Wow, that changes the game completely. Aegis being gone is insane. Expanded roster is gone. That's 4. And then there's the one HCOG, right? Higher class of criminal. And then friends and family discount. And then Dawning. Okay. Oh, right here. Oh, the following items have been removed from the game. Okay, all right. So it's all right here. So it's not just the global items, right? So there's other items too. Blightstone, brooch, riches, tranquil boots. Okay, so these Blightstone I'm kind of sad about, but yeah. Tranquil boots, helm of the undying is gone. Aegis, brooch of the aggressor, gong is gone. Poaching knife, relic, assassin's veil, bracers. Wow, bracers, that was an item that people used a lot. Dawning, Daedalus is gone, so that's why we got butterfly, I guess. Friends and family discount, assault cuirass, higher class of criminal, desperate measures, expanded roster. So yeah, all the global items, all the items people never used are gone. The two or the few that were used heavily and were pretty important in a lot of situations that are gone is like cuirass, Daedalus, friends and family. I mean the tier fives, I guess. Then helm and bracer. Those are good ones, but they're gone now. Anyway, so yeah, let's see what items they added and what they changed, right? Tier 1, big time contract. Tier change from 2 to 1, no longer grants bonus health. That's pretty cool. That means actually playing Legion Commander comps are a lot easier, because now you can get the Bloodbound. And Bloodbound is like really important for Legion Commander. So this actually is a huge buff to Legion Commander. Chainmail still in, Claymore's in, Gloves of Face is in, Headdress. Units within one cell of the equipped hero gain 20 health per second. Okay, that's pretty cool. I think that's really strong, especially in the early game. Hood of Defiance is still in. Yucks. Yucks. Kaya, cool. Plus 20% increased ability damage. That might be legit on like Keeper of the Light or something, right? Like some mage units. So this 20% increased ability damage is like the balance for mages, because they got nerfed last patch to like 75% magic damage amp on the opponent, right? So this pretty much like unnerfs some of the mage units. And some of the pure damage units might deal insane amount of DPS with this. This is really impressive item, by the way. But I think there's a chance that some of these other items might be better still, because like this item is better late game, but it's not as good early game. That's my impression with this item. So it's kind of like a hood, right? Morbid Mask, ooh, 20% lifesteal. So it's like a smaller version of Mask of Madness, of course, because it doesn't have attack speed to it, right? But it still has lifesteal, which is really cool for like a unit, for example, Slark. Tasman Evasion, 20% evasion, not bad. With VIP Booster, health bonus change from plus 500 to 375. So this is like, because all the units got 25% reduced HP, so they also need to reduce the VIP Booster's HP. Voidstone, plus 10 mana per second. Wow. That's impressive, actually. That's pretty cool. I think that's really good. But also another item that's better late game than it is early game, because like you want one of your 1-star units, like let's say Disruptor, Keeper of the Light, units who charge their mana really slowly, or Necrophos, to like carry this so they can cast their spells faster. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm digging these tier 1 items. Now looking back, Kaya is like not as impressive, I think, like comparing it to like other tier 1 items, but it might be really good late game. And this item might be really good on a unit like Storm Sphere, right? It's just like Dota 2, right? Storm with Kaya, like a unit that does like a shit ton of magic damage might just destroy people. Like Storm, Morphling, Keeper of the Light, freaking awesome. Tier 2 Arcane Boots, cooldown change once per battle to 15 seconds, definitely amazing. Barricade health change from 800 to 600. God, I hated barricades, but they're still in the game, nothing you can do. Blink Dagger still in. Crystallis, plus 25 attack damage, 20% chance to crit critical hit for 200% damage. So this is like a smaller version of Daedalus. A really cool damage item for tier 2. Tier 2 always lack damage items. Desolator, attack target loses 5 armor for 5 seconds. That's so good. I love it. I freaking love it. I love this item. I love this item. It's awesome. Force Staff is still in the game? God, if I get a pack with Force Staff and Blink Dagger in it, I'm gonna rage quit. I'm kidding, I'm not gonna rage quit. I'm sure we'll find uses for it at some point, right? Brutes with Deso? Yeah, Brutes with Deso sounds good. I think range units with Deso also sounds good. Hand of Midas, 30 attack speed, 30% chance of getting 1 gold whenever equipped hero kills an enemy. So, they took out Poaching Knife, which was a tier 3 item, with a 30% chance of getting 1 gold with a crit when they're below 20% too. Adding Hand of Midas, who gives 30% attack speed, which is infinitely better than whatever Poaching Knife's effect was. And 30% chance of getting 1 gold when your hero kills an enemy? And that's a better version of Gloves of Haste. And I was okay getting Gloves of Haste on level 10. Yo! My Midas emote is back, boys. Let's go. I can use it again. Can I get a Midas in chat, boys? Can we get a Midas in chat? Oh, what the heck? I can't use my Midas. Dude, this shit's wicked. Hand of Midas is so busted, actually. Dude, I'm taking Midas every time. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm taking Midas no matter what. Just the 30% attack speed is beautiful. Then you put it on your carry. Then he just prints money. You know what we are when we get Hand of Midas? It's like money heist, you know? We're going into the goddamn bank and we're printing money all day. Print gold all day. Let's go. Holy smokes. We're gonna get rich every day. Orb of Venom. Alright. Go. Show me all those Midases. I can't use my Midas for some reason. It's not working. Now we can use this emote. See, it was all in preparation for this. Okay. Let's move on. Orb of Venom. Enemies damaged by equipped heroes attacks take 30 damage per second for 3 seconds. So this is not that good in my opinion, but it's probably good on brutes because they change targets constantly. So that's pretty interesting. Dude, if I look at this item, then I look at Hand of Midas, and I'm like, why in the world would I ever take Orb of Venom over Hand of Midas? Why would I take Hand of Force Staff or Blink Dagger or Barricades or Arcane Boots over Hand of Midas? Hand of Midas should be a tier 3 item though, in my opinion. Right? Anyway, whatever. Stonehawk Cloak. Equipped hero gets plus 50 health for every unit they have killed. Plus 50 health for every unit they have killed. Plus 200 health in knockout. Oh, that's interesting. That is an artifact item, Stonehawk Cloak. Plus 50 health for every unit they have killed. That's a lot! That's a lot, guys! Holy shit! But what unit best uses Stonehawk Cloak, though? Wait, hold on. This is plus 50 health for all the kills they already had, right? Not like the kills that they need to get after they get the cloak. That's wicked. That's actually really good. That's a really good defensive item. So if they have like 10 kills, this whole item already gives them 500 HP. Right? So any unit that you bought early game and is like got 2-starred will be the best unit to put this item on, because it's gonna be having a lot of health. And if it's like, let's say in Axe, a Pudge or something that got a few kills early game because, you know, it was 2-starred early, you put a Stonehawk Cloak on it, it's gonna be really tanky. Good on inventors too. Yeah, I can see that. Timbers, Clockworks, Tinker. Oh, Tinker, boys, let's go. Tinker with Stonehawk Cloak. He always gets kills because of rockets. Late game, he's gonna have like an additional 2000 HP or something. Okay, if Tinker has like 20 kills, he's gonna have like an additional 1000 health. And when he blows up with inventors, he's gonna do a shit ton of damage too. Good on mages? Yeah, I can see that. Oh, Storm, dude! Storm with Stonehawk Cloak. Okay, I'm either putting Hand of Midas or I'm putting Stonehawk Cloak on my Storm Spirit, right? My Storm Spirit just zipping around with like an additional 1000 HP, getting all the kills. That sounds pretty cool. Tusk always managed to get kills. Yeah, something like that. Something that's 2-starred early game and gets a lot of kills is really nice. Stonehawk Pike. Equip hero gets +4 damage for every unit they have killed. Wait, how good is +4 damage? So if you have 10 kills, it's 40. If you have 20 kills, it's 80. So if you get like an early draw 2-star and it gets a few kills, so it's kind of like a mid-range like relic, right? Like, since it's a two cost item, it's like it's just a mid-range relic, right? Relic gives you 60 damage in the previous patch, which is pretty nice. But now if you get anything more than 15 kills, it's on a unit, it's already better than a relic. I can see this item being really good on like some assassins, right? So it's pretty cool. So Vanguard, health changed from +500 to +370. Whoa, hold on. Vanguard is a tier 2 item. Ah, that's fine. I mean, I always thought Vanguard was a tier 2 item, in my opinion, because it didn't give like HP regen or something special like that. So that's cool. So yeah, tier 3s, let's go. Battle Fury. Oh, Battle Fury is a tier 3. Wait, Ember wasn't changed. And Battle Fury is a tier 3 item. That's crazy, right? Because his damage wasn't changed either. So he's insane. Blade Mail, tier changed from 2 to 3. Now grants +5 armor to the equipped hero in addition to the 30% damage reflection. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. I really like that. And now you can decide if you want to take Blade Mail, because it gives armor and damage reflection. That's freaking awesome. I dig Blade Mail. I think it's not bad. It was needed. Assassins lose 3 good assassins for only 1. That's true too. But assassins get scaled for free now, right? Because of Slark and Viper. So that's also really good for assassins. No, they don't get scaled. It's only dragons, right? Viper's not scaled anymore. Okay, they don't get scaled. Oh, they also lost Tidehunter. Oh, wow. It's so hard for assassins to get scaled. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. They needed that. They needed that. Yo Scepter, +5 mana per second. Whenever a unit attacks the equipped hero, it gets cycled into the air, becoming invulnerable for 2.5 seconds. Yo, that's good. That's good on like mages, right? You put it on like a backline unit, it charges its mana, and then if someone hits it, it's like they disable them for 2.5 seconds, right? That's good, man! Because it already has mana regen. It doesn't need to tank damage in order to cast spells, because it already has mana regen. That's a good item on like backline units. Like, for example, Disruptor, Sniper, who needs to cast spells, Keeper of the Light, Crystal Maiden, you know, units that you don't want dying, but need to charge mana. Really cool. Maelstrom is a tier 3, stays in the game. Mask of Madness, I said change from 20 to 15. Ooh, that's a hard nerf. I think dropping it to 15 was a pretty hard nerf in my opinion. But it's still gonna be amazing, right? They just wanted to like scale it down a little bit so it kind of matches with everything else, because as a tier 3 item, Mask of Madness is a little too OP. Mechans heal increase from 500 to 750. What the fudge? So they buff mech, even though all the units have 25% less health. I mean, Mech is gonna overheal most of the time, but that's wicked. So I can see use for mech, but I think you're not gonna get it over most of these items still because it's hard to like maximize mech value. It's so hard to maximize mech value, to be honest. Octane Essence stays, Silver Edge, plus 30 attack speed, plus 300 health. Whenever equipped hero attacks a unit, break that unit for 5 seconds. 5-second cooldown? Wait, that's broken, isn't it? That might be good. That might be really good. I think there's a lot of potential for this one because it's like whatever unit is the Silver Edge guy is hitting is permanently broken, right? It's a perma break. And break removes like Viper was so strong because of its break mechanic and roots, right? Roots and break. Now you have a permanent break on a unit, and it also gives 30 attack speed. Yeah, no, it works on passives and it works on items, doesn't it? Unless they changed break. I don't see there's any break changes. It also works on items, so it turns off enemy items. So let's say your Silver Edge guy hits a unit with Midas. Now the Midas guy can't get gold. Right? But also, if you hit like Mask of Madness, they can't lifesteal, they don't get attack speed. You hit Battle Fury guy, he doesn't cleave. Like, this thing is insane, because items are so important now, right? This is actually bonkers, because it gives 300 health and 30 attack speed. Like, I would take this over... I would actually take that over Midas, maybe. But, like, they're in a different tier, okay? But this item, like, I would take this over probably all of these, except in some situations where I think Battle Fury on, like, Ember is better. But apart from that, I would take this item over like most of these things. But yeah, let's keep going. Skull Bash is in the game. Target buddy, health change. They reduced it 25% less. Added a festive hat. Vlad's allies within 2 cells get plus 10% damage, plus 5 armor, and plus 10% lifesteal. Wow. That's impressive. This item is very much comparable to AC. And it's a tier 3. I love it. I'm digging the Vlad's. Vlad's is really good. Aura items in general have always been good. And this item is probably really, really freaking good with JULL, right? Because you can give your JULL plus 5 armor, damage, and lifesteal, so he's much tankier. Vlad's is absolutely insane, but there's a way to counter Vlad's, right? With Silver Edge. If the guy with Silver Edge hits the Vlad's guy, he has no more item. Vlad's is stacking? Oh wow. Yeah, that's crazy then. If it stacks, that might be a bit too strong. But I think 2 cell radius, that's insane, right? That's so insane. No, they can't take items, but it's an aura, Ale. So you can put a hero, like you can put the unit beside the Underlord, so it gives it armor and lifesteal. You get it? They can't take items, but you can. It's an aura. That's why I said it's good. That's why it's good. Tier 4, Aeon Disc. Plus 500 health. When equipped, heroes' health is reduced below 50%. They become invulnerable, untargetable, and disarmed for 2 seconds. Once per battle. So this is just an item that gives HP, then allows the unit to be able to always cast a spell. So it's kind of how to compare it. It's like Helm of the Undying, right? So you put it on like a disruptor, and then once he gets below 50% health, he gets to cast his spells, you know, and then he'll be fine. I don't think it's that good, but we'll see. But it doesn't sound that good to me. Black King Bar now grants plus 45 attack damage in addition to his other benefits. That's amazing. That's freaking amazing, because Black King Bar was like not a good item, but having it give damage at least consistently is really nice. So I can see like some uses for it, but I still think it's a little bit worse than a lot of the other items in the game. Butterfly, that's the beast item, 35 damage, 35 attack speed, 35% evasion, freaking absolutely bonkers. Imagine you put this on like a lifestealer. Jeez, he's gonna go freaking ham in fights. Giving evasion to your lifestealer plus attack speed plus damage. That's way better than Moonshard probably, right? Giving evasion just to your Lifestealer. Dagon, cooldown change from once per battle to 12 seconds. Definitely needed. I can see use for Dagons now, but too bad our coordinates not in the game. Diffusal Blade, new item, equipped hero stack, attack burns 20 mana per hit. Damage done by the equipped hero generates 0 mana for the target. So that's the new anti-mage. So hold on. If you use this item on, let's say, an assassin and he blinks into the backline and he hits like a hero, that hero will never cast a spell ever. But also Diffusal Blade is a tier 4 item though, so and it's only 20 mana, so I don't think it's that good. It doesn't seem that good. Because, like, if you put it on a unit and you hit the frontline guys, it doesn't matter if you burn 20 mana. Like, all your other units focusing that unit is, like, gonna charge this mana and it's gonna cast a spell, right? Because units don't attack fast enough. But if you put this on an assassin, it jumps into the backline. Like, you want your assassins to have better items than just 20 mana burn. Right? So I don't even think that's a good item as a tier 4. I don't think it should be a tier 4 at least. Moving on, Eye of Skadi, still in the game. Healing Word, tier changed to 3 to 4. Healing Aura increased from 40 to 50 health. Health increased from 300 to 500. Wow. They're really sticking to this Healing Word, huh? Doesn't sound that good to me, but, you know, we'll see how it works. I really don't like it, because positioning Healing Word is, like, insanely hard in the game. And anything that makes your positioning harder tends to be a really shitty, like, thing to have. Moonshard, beast item. Moonshard is still probably top 2 item in the game. I think the only item comparable to Moonshard right now is Butterfly. Butterfly and Moonshard are like on another tier compared to everything else. Pipe of Insight, still in the game. Refresher Orb no longer provides a benefit to allies within 1 cell. Oh, that's sad. They nerfed Refresher for some reason. Sight Device now additionally provides plus 10 mana per second. Pig duration changed from 4 to 3.5. That's nice though. 10 mana regen is really nice. Like, you put it on like a Lich 1, he charges his mana faster, he can cast his ultimates, really cool. I feel like all these mana gain buffs are like really good for mages. Like, it really buffs mages. Oh, it generates 0 mana? Damage done by the equipped hero generates 0 mana. It's only by the hero that's dealing damage. So let's say you put it on a bounty hunter. No, let's say you put it on a Wind Ranger, right? She hits the unit. Only the Wind Ranger's mana doesn't charge the opponent's... No, or the Wind Ranger's attacks don't charge the opponent's mana. But everything else hitting that unit will charge its mana. You get it? That's why it's not that good. Wind Ranger, Wind Runner, whatever. It was just an example. It's gone from the game, okay? Jaw Ranger, okay? Jaw Ranger hitting the unit. The Jaw Ranger's damage will not charge the opponent's mana, okay? But everything else hitting that unit will charge its mana. And it's only draining 20 mana per hit. It's not a whole lot of mana at all. Okay? Too soon. But yeah, so looking at tier 4s, I think Moonshard and Butterfly are bonkers still. 2 amazing items. Then I think Sight of Ice is pretty decent too. But yeah. Tier 5s. Aegis. Ooh. Equipped hero will resurrect with 50% of its max health 5 seconds after dying. Once per battle. Oh, you can break. It's like an IO. You just break. It just comes back alive with 50% of its max health. That's pretty cool. Only once per battle. Okay. I don't know if it's good, but we'll see. Like, I don't even know if the game will go long enough for tier 5 items to be useful. Because my prediction right now is that all the games will finish before round 30 probably. Right? So yeah. Bloodthorn is in the game. Divine Rapier, Heart, all in the game. Horn of the Alpha. So 2 seconds after the battle begins, summon a powerful Thunderhide companion. Thunderhide, maximum health 3,750. Min-max damage 100 to 150. Attack rate 1.07. Attack range 4. So it's like... who's the best comparison for this? It's like a tier it's like a 2-star 4-cost unit with no spells, and attacks really fast. It's kind of like an alchemist but ranged. Alchemist has this much damage. Thunderhide is comparable to an Alch 2-star, but without a spell and ranged. So it's pretty cool. It's like adding another unit to the board, right? It's like Tombstone. Wait, hold on. Tombstone is gone? Oh yeah, they removed Tombstone from the game. Why did it not say they removed Tombstone from the game? Oh no, they didn't remove it. Maybe it's tier 5 item. Oh yeah, it's tier 5. Okay, never mind. Haha, they didn't remove Tombstone for it. Radiance. Burning enemies now have a 70% chance to miss your attacks. This is what I said! You guys remember this? I was saying that they should bring back the old Radiance mechanic where it adds a miss chance to whoever's getting burned. Right? This was way back in Dota. Like, they had this. This is really cool. Like, so any unit getting burned by the Radiance have a 70% chance to miss the attack. I think that's a pretty good buff. But I'm not sure if it's still like as good as most of the other items here. It just depends on like what opponents you're fighting into, right? Satanic, 7 plus 750 health. Whenever equipped hero is below 30% health, gain 200% lifesteal for 3 seconds, 20-second cooldown. It doesn't sound very good. That really doesn't sound very good. I mean, who are you gonna put this item on? Like a tank? You gotta put it on some kind of tank. And it only lasts 3 seconds. If you get stunned during that 3-second duration, you're dead anyway. Like, imagine you have 40% health, a Kunkka Ball comes out, right? And then he stuns you, and you just get bursted while, like, disactivating. I don't even know if this should be a tier 5 item. But yeah. Shiva's Guard is still in, still charges opponent mana though. Tombstone tier changed from 4 to 5. Zombies, attack damage, minimum changed. Oh, they have higher damage, attack damage, maximum change. So yeah, they buffed their damage. But it starts 4,000 health, 10 armor. 4,000 health, 10 armor. Okay. They never changes HP. Vesture of the Tyrant. New item. Allies within 1 cell can't die until the equipped hero dies. What the hell? Allies within 1 cell can't die until the equipped hero dies? But if the units go out of that cell range and they're already like have 0 health, they're dead then, right? Dude, what the hell is this? Vesture of the Tyrant? Another artifact item? Dude, this item sounds insane. 6 hunters and level 3 Pudge is back. You can't really do that because Pudge needs to be in the front line. The 6 hunters are in the back line, right? What you would do is you'd probably put this item on like a Dragon Knight 2-star who dies like really late, and you just surround all your units around the Dragon Knight or something, all your ranged units. AoE Aura Helm of the Undying. Pretty much. But I mean, like, there's 2 ways they can die. If they get out of the cell, they die, or the unit dies, right? Wait, hold on. What if you play against assassins, right? And all they have are like melee units, right? Then they jump into the backline. You have like a cornered unit with Vesture, then you have 2 units in the boxes, then those 2 units die, and the enemy can't walk in to kill the cornered unit because they're all melee and they got boxed out. Do you just lose the round then? Is that what happens? They just can't go below 1 health? Oh, okay. But still. It's made for knights, unkillable. We'll see. We'll try it out. We'll try it out in the testing lobby. Alliance changes. Elusives removed from the game. Shamans removed from the game. Primordials now a 2/4 alliance. The 3rd level removed from the game. Cool. And then there's a bunch of UI updates. Alright guys, well that's it. I mean, there's a lot of interesting shit here. I'm really happy with these changes. We're gonna go and try a few of these out in the testing lobby, and then you guys can suggest something if you want. This freaking patch looks absolutely insane. I love it.